So I had a video planned out, but I decided not to go through with it, and instead you're gonna get like a vlog type of thing where I'm talking about my impressions of the collection of mana. Here, you could see it. Now I haven't played all 3 games, and I certainly have not played all 3 games through, though I intended to. I ended up purchasing this having not played any of the mana games, having previously been tempted to purchase the mana games. Was the remake of Secret of Mana on the PS Vita. I really wanted to, but then I also heard a lot of terrible things about it, so I never went through with it, and I think that I also kind of felt that it was a little steep for what they were asking for. Then I seen the what later on I found out was originally Final Fantasy Adventures is the Adventures of Mana, but I never got to play that, and I think that I want to pick that up if I ever see it anywhere else to play other than the mobile sphere. But yeah, Collection of Mana. I picked this up. I just kind of just went for it, not really knowing what to expect from Mana. Just I guess just kind of understanding that it is like the action role-playing game of like Square Enix's, or like the whole Final Fantasy kind of thing, where like Final Fantasy is turn-based, and you know, the Mana is the action-y side of things. I mean, their first game is Final Fantasy Adventure, though I don't know if that was actually intended or not. It just depends on who you ask, I guess. But anyways, so I was like, okay, so I bought this, and you start off with Final Fantasy Adventure, and then you move on to Secret of Mana. And then what was like hugely advertised during the E3 presentation, Trials of Mana, which I guess never actually made it to the West and was only stayed in Japan. But Trials of Mana is the only one that I have not touched at all. I guess just because I'm working my way through secrets before I actually get here. I don't know. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off with Secret of Mana. Or hold on, before we even get there, I want to talk about the music player, because it has a music player for each game. Right here on the very bottom, it has a listing for, I don't know if you could see it because of the light, but it has a section for the music player. You just press X and you get the very first song. Yeah, so there's that. That's really cool. Final Fantasy Adventure has really good music. I cannot praise that enough. It's really good music. The entire time that I was playing Final Fantasy Adventure, I made sure that I was playing with music on, because I really enjoyed it. It was so good. I think my favorite song is probably that Requiem song, or the one that just kind of played at the main title. That was it's really good. It really feels just kind of like a song that kind of like a little soft fairy tale type of thing, kind of thinking back to like old simpler times. That's kind of the vibe that I get from that track. I'm sure that's what they were going for. But if you actually go and start Final Fantasy Adventure, you're not starting back at like a hometown or anything, kind of like how you would in Pallet Town in Pokemon, or any other RPG type of game. No, you actually start off fighting a monster. That's how Final Fantasy Adventure just throws you into it, right? It's the main character, Sumo. He teams up with this girl. I can't remember her name at the time, and you guys go on your little adventure as you're trying to stop the Dark Lord from reaching the Mana Tree. And I made it halfway through the game. don't get me wrong, I really, really love this game, and I totally intend to go back and finish Final Fantasy Adventure. It's just that after about 5 hours in, I was at the halfway point, and things started getting a little bit more challenging than I was willing to put up with at that point. And I just keep thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm playing the Game Boy title. Meanwhile, there's secrets and trials. Like these gorgeous, colorful games sitting in this collection that I have yet to touch, and I was getting really impatient. And it's funny because I start secrets, and I'm kind of over here just kind of sitting like, I kind of miss you, Adventures of Mana, because it was such a fun time, and I don't know, after a while I just kind of got tired of the red and brown color palette. I really like the sprite work, but it was just the color palette. It just kind of got a little tiring for me, especially knowing that there's this colorful world waiting for me to explore and secrets and stuff. So I went ahead and just put that one on hold, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and play secrets. So I did, and I didn't like it that much. I don't know if unironically somebody tells me that I need to get good, I will go ahead and completely accept that. I probably need to get good. Just because, I don't know, like, it just felt like the gameplay from Final Fantasy Adventure going to Secret of Mana should have felt, I don't know, I guess just like a step up, and somehow it felt like a step down, where when you're fighting the enemies out in the field, it just doesn't really feel all that intuitive. There's like this little gauge that fills up on the bottom of the screen, probably like about yay here, right? And every time you swing your sword or your weapon or what have you, the gauge goes back to the bottom, right? And then the longer you wait, it fills it back up, and if you wait till it gets all the way to the top, you can do like a special attack. And that's in Secret of Final Fantasy Adventure. It's also back in Secret of Mana. It's supposedly it fills up a lot faster. I don't seem to really know the difference, but so even if you decide that you're not gonna wait for the gauge to fill all the way to the top before doing a second attack in Final Fantasy Adventure, you still do like a normal attack. It still feels like you're doing normal damage, right? And in Secret of Mana, you're doing a significantly worse attack, where sometimes you're swinging the sword and you're not waiting for the gauge to fill up. You're kind of just trying to grind. Especially when grinding, it becomes extremely frustrating that you're hitting them like like you're getting like 2 points off, two, and that is so frustrating, because especially when it comes to grinding, I don't know, I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. And then like, I guess Secret of Mana is supposed to be this multiplayer game experience, and I don't really do that. I really don't play games with other people. So when you finally get your other 2 party members in the game, they suck. They're constantly going and getting killed. Even when I spent some time leveling them up so that they can probably hold their own against an enemy, they get killed constantly, and it costs like 300 rupees or whatever to revive them. So is it like worth it? I don't know. I'm kind of just wondering if I should just not even worry about them and just focus on the main character of Secret of Mana. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like Secret of Mana is the better experience. Certainly in the aesthetic department, yes, 100%. but not so much in the gameplay. And so one of the last things that I really want to talk about is just the introduction story of Secret of Mana. I think it's actually really great. So you know, ordinarily when you start a brand new RPG, your character will go and unlock something that is supposedly the weapon of the legendary hero. It's the relic of the greatest past hero, and it's like, oh, because you pulled it out, you're destined for greatness as well, right? And in Secret of Mana, no, that is definitely not the case. So you start off, and you're getting attacked, and so you pull out the secret, you pull out the Mana Sword, and it's like this rusty old weapon, and you use it to defend yourself. You get back home, and they're like, what did you do? Why would you pull that out? That was supposed to protect us. And so the hero, I don't know their canon names, but the hero goes and gets exiled. They tell him, no, get out of here. You doomed us all. We don't need you here. So you just go on your adventure because you can't be home anymore because they won't let you. And I thought that was fantastic. That was actually really great subversive storytelling, I guess. I don't know. For that reason is why I haven't officially dropped Secret of Mana, even though I was so tempted to. I went back and I started playing, and I continued to trying to learn how to play the game. I also learned that I wasn't properly equipping the armor and stuff. Like, I was buying it, but I wasn't equipping it because I didn't know how to use the menu, and then somehow it just kind of clicked in me, and I figured it out, and it made things a little bit easier. So I don't hate the game, I certainly don't, and I don't regret purchasing it because this is something that I like. You know what? There's something here. There certainly is something here, and I want to continue playing that. So yeah. And then, like I said, I haven't touched Trials of Mana, so I don't know anything about it. So sorry about that. But yeah, so these are my thoughts on the Mana collection. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have you guys played the Mana collection? Is this your first experience with it, or have you guys are you guys like old school RPG fans and you certainly played these? And my my take on it, my newbie take on the Mana collection is certainly trash to you, and you want to go ahead and thumbs me down. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, also, quick plug. Alright, so I went and bought the Splatoon manga. I have volume 4 and volume 3. So I want to talk about those, and you bet your ass I'm going to talk about them, because if you go ahead and turn back on volume 3's cover, you see the Squid Sisters. So yeah, let's wait on that one, guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, cha.